Hi, I'm here today to talk about my impending hip replacement surgery. You may or may not follow me on social media, you may know me, you may not, you might know that I'm going for hip replacement, you might not. So whatever it is, we'll just start from the beginning and I'll talk you through it. So, I am due for my full hip replacement on my right side on Monday, which will be the 18th of February 2019. And yeah, so it's something that I've mentioned quite a lot, and a lot of time people ask me why and blah blah blah. So I thought it'd be really nice to take us through the whole thing together, maybe, like, and I'll do my recovery, I'll do the day of the surgery and all that, like I'll do loads of chat. But I thought I should begin this series of videos that I'm going to do by talking about why I'm getting a hip replacement in the first place. So, for those of you who don't know anything about it, I was born with they just call it hip dysplasia now. When I was younger, they often referred to it as congenital dislocation of the hips. It basically means that my hip joint wasn't formed properly. I don't know the best way of explaining this, so I'll just do it the best I can. From what I can gather, it means that basically, like, this is your hip and the bone goes into the socket, obviously. Mine didn't do that when I was born. It wasn't like that. People with hip dysplasia, like, it's kind of like further away, it's not formed properly, like there's loads of different, it can be loads of different levels. So from what I gather, it's found when they're a baby. I don't know if they can see it in the womb, I'm not really sure. They find it when they're a baby and they strap their wee legs up now and it can heal it that way. Unfortunately, they didn't find it in me when I was born, so I think I was, I don't know, a toddler anyway when they eventually discovered it in me, and that meant that it was, my legs had already formed quite a lot, like my bones had hardened, whatever happens, and it would mean now an operation. That operation happened, I think I was around 4 years old, and the operation included, basically it's quite horrible when I tell people, but it's just what it is. They had to snap the bones all the way up and they put like pins in and they plastered my legs into like a triangle thing with a bar across it, and I had to be in that for quite a while. But it was really funny. I mean, it sounds terrible, but I was fine. Like, I was running about. Mum said I was like a little crab. Like, I used to swing my legs from side to side and run away from it and stuff. So I think I was just a kid and totally didn't care. Like, was quite happy. After they came off, I remember being one of like the oldest kids who like had a pram, and that's one of my earliest memories from being really young. Like, I don't really remember anything about the hip thing. I know from pictures the plaster started up like like up like just below, like just top of my rib cage almost, and then later on it was a lot further down, so I literally was in plaster. So I don't remember this, I just know from people telling me and seeing pictures, but I do remember being out of my plaster and obviously like 4, 5, and I remember other kids being like, why has her mum got a pram with her, and mum had to bring a pram so that I could like take a wee seat if I needed it. And I remember that's my earliest memory of other kids being like, that's dead weird, and me not seeing a problem, but I just got on with it, you know. Like, you don't think about it, you don't think, oh, my hips are bad, my legs are bad. I was never sporty or athletic. I don't run, I just don't run. I don't know if that's to do with the hips or just being completely unathletic, though I perform, so I guess I'm not completely unathletic. Sport just never interested me, and I never wanted to. Well, I couldn't run, but still can't run. I never wanted to run or like anything too physical and hands-offy. I was just really like, no, I'm rubbish at all this. Like, I was really crap at all sports, and again, it could just be me, or it could be like, it could be both. So that's the only thing I really noticed when I was younger. I don't think it, like, I remember my legs getting tired. That's all I really noticed. But again, people always ask about it, and I'm like, yeah, but you only know your own abilities. Like, if I got tired and you got tired, like, we're both tired, it doesn't make a difference whether my tired is before yours, you know. You don't think about it that way. So I don't ever remember being in any lots of pain. I just knew that I obviously couldn't do as much as everyone else, but my body just didn't feel up to it. As I grew older, I was told that I still went back for yearly visits with the doctor, who spoke me through the fact that one day I was probably going to need a hip replacement or two. and that this was likely to happen when I was 21, possibly on the left side, because the left side never ever took as well as the right. He said there's a possibility the right wouldn't need one or wouldn't need as much surgery, so that was fine. Luckily, I don't know, resilience or luck or whatever, I didn't need my first hip replacement until I was 26, I think, a few years ago. And up to that point I just couldn't walk anymore, pretty much. I had to give up everything, much like this time round. At the time, I'm a tattooist now. I was a waitress then. I was a performer both times. My doctors don't know I'm a performer. Never told them I'm a performer, but never mind. But I was a performer both times, but more intensely this time round. I would say I used to perform on the side then. I would say more it's half and half career now. So at that point I was a waitress alongside my performing and things, and in a bit of retail management, and I felt more affected. Like, I couldn't walk, my legs just fell apart, crumbled, I couldn't walk the length of myself. It was awful. So at that point I had to give in and say I really want a hip replacement, I need it, like I can't go on like this. I was really trying to put it off. I was terrified. I was so scared that my legs were never going to be okay, that I wasn't going to walk again. Like, and I know these things, like the chances of them happening are so slim, but I mean, we just bumped into a friend who has got some health problems and has to get surgery, and he expressed the same emotion as me. Like, it doesn't matter how many times people tell you you're going to be fine, like, you're just always like, yeah, but what if I'm that person? What if it's me? You know, and you can't, you can add logic to that as much as you want, but it's not going to take away that little fear that you've got, you know. So, but the last time the fear was much greater. I'm open about the fact that I suffer from anxiety and depression, so having those things and having that worry, like, just totally took over me. It was horrible, and that kind of ruined things just as much as the pain was, I would say. Like, it was really bringing me down, and I was in a terrible place the last time round. And yet afterwards, I didn't know why I hadn't done it sooner. Even, I remember I was so scared, I totally thought of getting put to sleep. I'm not good with sleep anyway, and the thought of getting put to sleep is my worst nightmare. It's my absolute worst nightmare, so I hate that side of it. But when I woke up, it was amazing. Like, it was like, even though I was still in pain, I was so tired, I was just like, oh my god, this is like new to life. I always say to people that healing pain is different from rotten pain. Like, pain from something being bad is totally different. You know this yourself. Like, if you, I had a really good, like, if you've got toothache and you have to go to the dentist, the pain before is worse than the pain after, even though they're both really sore. You know, it's because it's just different pain, and I think the hip was really much the same as that. The recovery process, it takes, really, to the initial recovery takes like 12 weeks in total before you can really go back to like 100% of your normal activities. Obviously 100% being quite, like, you can't just run into them, it's a very gradual thing. So I came off my sticks after 6 weeks the last time, and I remember at the time I went straight back to the gym not long after that, under doctor supervision. Like, that I didn't, that's one thing I want to emphasise, is like, I totally did this right. I knew that I had to get strong again. I'd never been strong. My legs had been weak my whole life, skinny wee legs, still got skinny wee legs, and that was due to obviously my condition, but I had got so much weaker from leading up to operation afterwards that I knew, I was like, I just want to be strong again, I want to go back to performing. So I went straight back to the gym, and it was the best thing I could have done, to be honest. I can't emphasise enough how much a good idea that is, because I went straight back to the gym and I got stronger and stronger so quickly that by the 12 weeks, like, I was pretty much good to go. I was back on stage not long after. I remember I was in so much pain I couldn't do much in the show before my operation, but I was like straight from the Valentine's show, and then I was there for the Fringe, and I couldn't believe it. I was so happy. So with all those things in mind, I was really anticipating this, and like, I was like, I'm ready now, so I went back to the doctor anyway, under the premise of finding out how bad this hip was. I knew that the pain was getting really bad on the right side after a couple of years of my good hip and feeling quite good. my pain was just getting worse and worse again over the past, more so over the past year and a half. So about 7 months ago I just went back to the doctor and I was like, I can't take this anymore, I can't take the pain. And he gave me an MRI scan and an x-ray, and he said, yeah, we thought we could do this with keyhole surgery, but we can't, it's totally gone, like your other hip, which was really disappointing, but it's what it is, you know. And I was like, that's fine, just do something, like get it done. I don't want it to be left as long as it was the last time, to the point where I literally can't even walk. But unfortunately, due to the waiting lists and things, and I mean, I totally understand there's so much pressure on these surgeons, it's a shame, but due to that, it has deteriorated quite badly again because I've been waiting longer this time. But I mean, I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm coping. The difference was, weirdly, this time was because now that I'm a tattoo artist, the pain has been going up my back more than down my legs, which I thought was really interesting. And I thought, obviously, due to the nature of what I do, and not only on top of that, I'm constantly drawing or I'm costume making, I'm always doing things like that. Obviously I'm not doing my back any favours, and that, yeah, that's the one strange thing, is I felt like my legs, although my hip was really bad further down, my legs wasn't as bad this time, and it was going up the other way. So it just shows you, it's funny how, like, no matter where you put pressure on yourself, like, it's going to change where the pain is. So yeah, after that, here we are, 3 days before my next hip replacement, and I've got to say the nerves have kicked in again. Obviously not for as long as the last time, but I am really starting to get really scared again. And I'm trying to tell myself I've been through this before, and I'm not as scared as that as the last time of, like, the aftermath. I was so scared of that because it was so unknown, but I'm not this time. I try and obviously emphasise that it's going to be worth it, you know, it's going to be worth it when I come out the other side. So anyway, that's my story about how I got here today and why I'm going in for surgery in a few days, and why I'm a bit of an anxious mess just now, but it's okay, it's fine, it's going to be fine, I know, it's blah blah blah. So what I decided to do was not just tell you my story, but even show you, like, after and the healing, and hoping that maybe these videos will reach out to other people who are having, like, hip replacements, especially people that are younger and even older. Why not, you know? YouTube reaches all types of ages these days. It's not an exclusive age group or anything like that, but I do think young hip replacements are so rare that sometimes you feel a little bit isolated and understanding, you know, like you don't know anyone else that's ever, I don't know anyone my age that's ever had a hip replacement. I would love to know some people, but no, in fact, no, that's a lie, I know one person but who is getting one. But I just hope that these series of videos do reach out and help someone, and to give them a little bit of comfort through something that they might be going through, even another type of surgery, I don't know. I will be updating as soon as I can. I will maybe film a little bit as I go in if I can. I know the hospital can be a bit funny with filming and pictures, but we'll see. If not, it'll just be afterwards, me waking up and looking like shit. You've got to see it all, you know. Thank you for watching, if you've watched this far. If you want to keep up with my daily updates during this time, during my healing and things, then look for me on everything. My name is Debbie Deluxe on everything. The name will be at the start and the end of the video, to help you with the spelling of my name, because it's spelled weird. If you have any questions, please put them below and I'll try and answer everyone as best I can. If you want to see anything else, then let me know over the next few days. If it's something that I could add in or that I've missed, just pop it over and I'll note it down and I can maybe include it in my further updates. And I hope that you've enjoyed this and continue watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.